We've got the Deputy Opposition Leader in the Senate, Michaelia Cash, joining me live now from Perth. Thanks for your time, as always. I know the Shadow Cabinet meeting in your home city, in your home state today. Can you give our viewers any further read on where you're going to head? It's hard to imagine the Coalition would seek to overturn more generous tax cuts for low and middle income earners.
Well, thanks, Kieran, and great to be with you. Well, in the first instance, what does the Coalition believe in? We believe in lower taxes. We legislated Stage 1, Stage 2 and the Stage 3 tax cuts. Like most Australians, we don't like bracket creep, and that is why we legislated Stage 3. Our Stage 3 tax cuts were backing in aspirational Australians. You want to earn more? Guess what? We're going to back you every single step of the way and make sure you don't pay more tax. And what has Mr Albanese done? He is playing politics over good policy, but more than that, and this is what is offending Australians, Kieran, we now have, without a doubt, a liar in the lodge. This is a man whose word can no longer be trusted. And the proof is in the over 100 times he looked down the barrel of a camera and he said to Australians, your legislated tax cuts are safe with me. Kieran, he said that last Monday when asked about them. He lied to Australians. So what do we support?
Sure, yeah.
We support tax cuts, but we will also wait to see the actual legislation because, Kieran, as we know, Labor could be doing a dirty deal with the Greens at the moment.
But if you look at the politics of this, though, Jim Chalmers, he has put out a news release today saying the Coalition must explain why they want higher taxes for West Australians. He's saying, and you know, it's in that simple terms as he's put it
Kieran,
out. Peter Dutton's arrived in WA.
Okay, so let me... Yep.
That's going to be his argument.
So let me respond. We anticipate over 500,000 Western Australians will now pay more under Labor's tax package. You have Madeleine King, who's meant to be standing up for the resources sector, say, oh, FIFO workers, they'll be better off. Well, I can tell you, FIFO workers that I'm speaking to, Kieran, are very, very angry. Why? Because these guys work their guts out on, mines for the benefit of not just Western Australia, but all of Australia. They know exactly what aspiration is. They do want to earn more money. They don't like bracket creep. But more than that, they don't like being lied to by their Prime Minister. So in excess of 500,000 Western Australians will pay more.
Is it logical then to say you will accept the tax cuts for the lower end and then reinstate the tax cuts as planned by the Coalition in that original package and removing that bracket at 37%?
Well, what we've always said is, A, we're committed to the Stage 3 tax cuts. We legislated them. It's as simple as that. And guess what? On the 1st of July this year, aspirational Australia was about to be rewarded. The Prime Minister thrown that out the window. But what we've also said is we oppose tax cuts. Under the package, as we understand it, because we haven't seen the final legislation, over 4 million Australians will now pay around $28 billion more in tax over the next decade. Quite frankly, that is unacceptable. What does the Coalition stand for? What do we have a record of delivering to Australians by way of legislation? Tax cuts, Kieran, that's in our DNA. It's Australians' money, and guess what? We want them to have more of it.
It'd be very expensive, though, wouldn't it, to do that? I saw one estimate suggesting that it would cost an additional $5 billion every year to deliver that full extent of tax relief. But, as you said, it is... You argue it's part of your party's DNA.
We are delivering it, correct. But not only that, this is legislated. We're not talking, Kieran, about a policy that the Coalition took to the last election. You are talking about a tax package, and it came as a package, stage 1 and 2, delivered back in particular to low and middle income earners. Stage 3 was all about rewarding aspiration, something that I believe in doing for Australians. So this is a legislated tax package. But more than that, when you look at the depth of the lies from Mr Albanese, they supported it through the Parliament. They actually went to the election, Kieran, with an election policy that they would not change the Coalition's legislated tax cuts. Over 100 times since the election, Mr Albanese has looked Australians in the eyes and said, the Coalition's tax cuts are safe under my government. I have had people in the last few days tell me, Kieran, they had long ago made decisions based on the fact that on the 1st of July 2024, stage 3 would come into effect. Imagine how those people today are feeling, knowing that Mr Albanese lied to them. But more than that, when you look at the actual package, we've estimated that what's going to be returned to Australians who actually do end up with something is around $15 a week. Well, guess what? That doesn't go anywhere near addressing the cost of living pain that Australians
that's on top of the original
live each
relief.
and every day. But it's still...
It is more than that,
Kieran,
because it's on top of the original, so it's closer to $40.
But Kieran, it doesn't matter. That's not the answer to the cost of living crisis. It doesn't even touch the surface. I have met so many Australians that are now paying more than $2,000 a month on their mortgage repayments. What does it do for them, Kieran? The problem with Mr Albanese is he's playing politics as opposed to looking at what is good policy. But on top of that, as I said, you've got a liar in the lodge, and Australians don't like liars, in particular a Prime Minister who over 100 times looked them in the eyes and said, those tax cuts the Coalition put through, they're safe under me. They never were.
Shadow Attorney General Michaelia Cash, we always appreciate your time. We'll see you next week.